Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. The story I have today is a little strange. A woman reported missing by her family in Texas has been found living amongst a lost African tribe in Scotland. The Kingdom of Kubala claimed they have settled in a forest in Jetburg with the intention of reclaiming land that was stolen from their ancestors over 400 years ago. This Kubala tribe just consists of three people. You have King Athni, and then you have his wife, Queen Nandi, and their handmaid. So Asnat, also known as Lady Safi, as I stated, she is the missing woman from Texas.
I am Asnat of Atena, the handmaiden of Queen Nandi, was known as Kaura Taylor. Today, on the 23rd of June, 2025, I want to just set a few things straight and make it very clear. For starters, if you are watching this, obviously I am not missing. I fled willingly from a very oppressive, a very abusive, very toxic, and utterly wicked family structure from a land and a people biblically identified as the Egyptians. Today they are known as Black Americans. So to them, I just like to say, the woman who is posing as my loving mother, who is just so concerned for my well-being, has gone years without speaking or even seeing me. She had even given legal custody of me over to my sexual abuser. So that should tell you a lot about the character of these people. So continue to mock me and my beliefs, the culture that I have found and created here with a real family. Continue to celebrate in the joy that you have found in my suffering as you continue to pursue me. All of you are destined for the vengeance of Jehovah. To the UK authorities, again, obviously, I am not missing. Leave me alone. I am an adult. I am not a helpless child. I am well in my rights, and I do have the mental and physical capacity to know and make the best decisions for myself. So again, UK authorities, leave me alone. Lastly, to the tribes, the narrow road is one that is only visible.
Pause her right there. She had me until this lady came up behind her dancing. Because how can I take you seriously when this is happening behind you?
On our journey to Kubala.
What?
So don't be frightened by the things that you see that I have endured in the hands of the UK authorities. Be not dismayed by the arrows of the Moabites who are...
Tell me this is not mental illness. Why is this woman behind her dancing? Like she clearly going off. Like go off, sis. But the woman behind you dancing, what is the reason?
Zimbabweans, of the Egyptians who are Black Americans, or by Esau. For the Messiah is here, and where the word of the King is, there is power. We will meet at our feast of the tabernacles. And Jehovah sees all. He is with us. Kubala, Kubala, Iliswe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Iliswe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Iliswe.
Kubala, Kubala.
Iliswe.
Yahweh is the gift that keeps on giving. That is all I can say right now. Yahweh is our provider. He stirs the hearts of people, doesn't he, my lords? He stirs the hearts of people. Today is the 20th of August, and I've been taken shopping by a very, very kind lady who is here, who is not afraid to associate with Kubala. Not afraid of the people or what people will say, because she has seen the authenticity of our life here in Kubala, in the woods, Mombasa woodland. And just show this, what has happened today. I'll start by this because this is the biggie. This, I don't know the last time I had Lepek, way before prison. And for the first time since I left prison, this is Yahweh. Bata. Bata represents...
Girl, you sitting here frolicking in the woods with with prisoners or ex-convicts? What in the world? She said can't tell the last time she had this. It had to have been since prison. Girl, what?
Butter represents the goodness of Yahweh, because that's what you use to butter your bread. And this is the creme de la creme of butter. You know how expensive this is. And because it's the real stuff. And today, for the first time in the woods, in the wilderness, we are having lepek. This is a testimony. You should have seen my husband when through this. His face like lepek in the wilderness.
Yeah.
This is Yahweh, the gift that keeps on giving. He stirs the heart. Jillian's heart has been so stirred, isn't it?
It has. This is my peaceful place. I feel the peace and the calm and the tranquility, and I love it. And I didn't pay for all this.
Yahweh did.
Yahweh did.
Yahweh paid for it.
So despite Kaura's claims that she is well and she is not in danger, her family still remains concerned for her well-being. Her aunt did an interview where she states the situation is very stressful and difficult and it breaks their hearts. Her aunt stated everyone is concerned about her, despite her thinking no one is concerned. But just some backstory about her going missing. So according to the family member, she went missing in May. But according to the aunt, Kaura tried to even get her boyfriend to move to Scotland with her, but he was put off by the rituals practiced by the tribe. Kaura did end up leaving the country with her daughter, with the father no longer in the picture. So she is now living in Scotland. They didn't show the child in this at all, but I'm assuming she has the child with her. She told her family she would call when she got Wi-Fi, but that was the last time they heard from her. So she moved there. She moved there with the baby and basically stopped talking to everybody in the family. Like, this is so sad. And the fact that she brought her daughter there with her, like, come on. Like, if you're going to do something like that, go by yourself. Why subject a child to this foolishness? This is ridiculous. And then try to get the dude to move with her. He was like, no. And I don't blame him, because what? I have never heard of this tribe before, but apparently it's been a thing. They've been around for a while. A lot of people have been talking about Kubala. This is my first time hearing about this. Let them talk about it.
First is Kubala. Kubala means Jacob. Iliswe
Look at this
means
man's
land.
face.
So when we chant Kubala, Kubala, Iliswe, that means Jacob's land, or the land of Jacob. Next is Nkoma or Nkoma, which means
crazy.
May I come in. Ndorma means may I sleep. So Nkoma means come, Dorma means sleep. Next is Ngawela, which means good tidings, which can be a greeting or a departure. Lastly, I'll leave you with Lazante. Lazante means to go get or to go retrieve something. So Lazante, Jacob. Lazante, Kubala, the land of Kubala. Go and retrieve your people. This is the language of
her
Kubala.
telling us about the language of Kubala. Like I said, y'all, I have never heard anything like this in my life. This man is a lunatic, and the rest of them are not far from him. It just goes to show how gullible people are and how easily influenced people can be. Because here you are, a grown woman. I mean, I guess she's only 21 years old, so she's still very young, but you still have enough common sense. Like, what would make you decide to get up and do this? And y'all know the comments. Y'all know the comments are a mess. He looked like a native doctor in my village. Someone said they're mixing all the African languages to create their own. Interesting. Okay. They said this is her mom at home watching this. Oh my gosh. People are asking them if they're okay. Mind you guys, they have a TikTok page. Like, this is off of their TikTok page. And apparently they have a following and everything. Obviously, some of the comments are not, like, in support of them. But it's very interesting. Somebody said cosplay getting out of hand. This do seem like cosplay. I'm going to have this woman talk, listen to her. She stated that she's been following the Kubala thing for a while. So let's listen to what she has to say.
I have been following the Kubala Kingdom. Don't look at my braids. They're expired. Don't look at them. But yes, I have been following the Kubala Kingdom, or Mary Tamar, for about 5 or 6 years now. And seeing it go so viral on TikTok is honestly kind of mind-blowing. Because, guys, you don't even know the half of it. With these people, you do not even know the half of it. You think them setting up camp on the Scottish border and saying that they're establishing a black kingdom of Scots called Kubala Kingdom is crazy? Ask that man where his previous concubine went, because she is. I have been following the Kubala Kingdom.
Previous concubine.
Let's talk about the Kubala Kingdom. As I said, this whole thing has been kind of insane to me because these used to be normal people at one point. Right. Okay. So I first became aware of them through the wife. Her name is Jean Gasho. She also goes by Mary Tamar. But of course now we know she has a long name. Hold on, let me get into her real name. So her name is Prophetess Mary Tamar of the Free Worshippers, Priestess of Dreams of the Northern Kingdom, the Mother of Shaka, and the Eagle of Napoleon. That is her official title. But back then, she was just Jean. She was a blogger. She used to write about having 6 children, being a single mum to those 6 children, because her ex-husband had pretty much up and left her one day. She then starts going to a prophetic church, and there is an incident in that prophetic church where there's some sort of inappropriate interaction between her and the prophet. I don't know if it was just like the one interaction or if it was an ongoing thing. However, she exposes that prophet, she exposes that ministry and that church, she leaves. Enter King Atahene, or as he's known back then, Kofi Ofer.
Yeah, he used to be an opera singer.
He also goes by Nino, I believe. In her blog post, she mentions Nino wanted a single mother. He wanted a single mother. He was praying for a single mother, which, I mean, hello, red flag. Why are you praying on single mothers? And that's something he consistently does, mind you. Mind you, they're all single mothers. They all have children. So yeah, she brings this man over to the UK. She is absolutely enamored by him. She calls him her Boaz. And Boaz is a Bible story. Boaz and Ruth, the story of Boaz and Ruth is a story of a woman who was sort of an outcast or uncared for, being brought under the protection of Boaz. And he is her protector, her savior in a way. He keeps her safe. He makes sure she's fed. And that's how she saw Nino. She introduced Nino to us. She portrayed him to be an opera singer. He was a property mogul. He had a PR firm. Yeah, and there were a few other like enterprises that he had, right? And he was meant to be this business mogul. So that's how she sold this story to us, that she was being taken care of. Her man was a millionaire and she was getting swept off her feet, child. It later comes out that the properties were actually Airbnbs that he was subletting. And the PR firm was really him just doing work on Fiverr. So a lot of his background was overinflated. But alas, it didn't matter, right? Because Jean's in love with him. That is her man. They get married in a park. I don't know if it was a legally binding marriage, because I believe one of Jean's children was the person to marry them. I think he was like the officiant. Officiant? Is that the word? I don't know. Yeah, he was the person that, did the ceremonies, did the vows and the ceremony in the park. They're married. And that's where the polygamy starts, okay? He starts to talk about needing a second wife. He then brings in somebody who Jean calls the Shulamite. The Shulamite was an era, okay? There was the Shulamite. At one point, he had 3 wives. He had Jean, he had the Shulamite, and he had a third lady called Hagar. That's what they called her. These are all biblical names, by the way, and they all have a meaning behind them. Hagar was very much the handmaid. She was actually later on demoted to a concubine because, she didn't know how to act. The wives are a running theme, and it's always that the wives are young, they seem to be quite vulnerable, they're either single mothers, and again, I don't know why they all have to come from the States. His previous wife, now mind you, this lady that he has in the forest up there in Scotland, her family are looking for her. Her family are looking for her and her young child, okay? And this is not the first time. The wife they had before this one, we actually have to broach the topic in a really sensitive manner because she passed away.
She passed
Let's
away.
talk about the Kubala Kingdom. As I said, this whole thing has been kind of insane to me because these used to be normal people out.
This is crazy, y'all. Like I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Why did the other wife pass away or the concubine pass away? What is going on in the Scotland or Scottish woods? Someone in the comments said, so we all have followed a small cult online because we can't look away. No original experience. Y'all. So wait, the king is a manipulative groomer who preyed on vulnerable women until and he formed a cult. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. I got a sinister vibe for months, but didn't realize how dark it was. Netflix are rubbing their hands. Netflix waiting to start. Wow, this is crazy, y'all. And it's how he manipulates these women. And it scares me that she brought her child up there with her to live in the woods with this man that she does not know. Like, what if he's, I don't know, like he could be a creep. Like, why would you put, it's one thing to put yourself at risk. Why would you put your child at risk? All right, y'all. I'm going to end the video here and then we're going to come back to hear part 2 because this is clearly a long drawn out thing and I want to get all the information, but I'm going to come back with part 2. Just be on the lookout for it. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next video.